Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is another episode of the weekly NHL news with your main man, Payton, on the radio. As today is a very big episode, like legit, I have my whole top taskbar filled up with just purely news, and that's not even including all the games that we gotta talk about from each of the series and stuff like that. That's happened with the qualifying rounds and the first round and the draft lotteries. Just so much craziness has happened over this past week, which I'm so happy. I'm so happy that hockey's back. You know, it's I think the second weekend that we've had it back, and it's an enjoyment to just be able to sit down and watch hockey a little bit and actually be able to read the news, and it'll actually be some new stuff and some new rumors, which has been very fun. But now we gotta talk about some pretty upsetting things as well. Claude Julien had something go wrong as well, which we're gonna be getting into that later on. He actually had to go to the hospital and will not be back for the first round for the Montreal Canadiens. Hopefully he will be back, but who knows, best to take it safe with Claude Julien, but we will talk about that later on in the video. As our very first story, we got the Pittsburgh Penguins announcing they will not renew contracts of assistants Sergei Gonchar, Jacques Martin, and Mark Recchi, which is understandable, looking like Pittsburgh is looking to blame somebody in this series, and looks like the assistants are all going to be fired, and they're going to look for new ones for Sullivan. I don't know if this is really a big move for the Pittsburgh Penguins, just something small for them, looking to kind of regenerate the team, right? They needed something after losing to the Montreal Canadiens, which is what also the Edmonton Oilers are doing here now too. In our next story, we got the Buffalo Sabres. They have a brand new jersey. It is so funny, the Buffalo Sabres, man. Oh my lord, it's like they change up their jersey every year because of the fact that, hey, we're a shitty team, but don't look at that. Look at the brand new jersey we got. Look at this. Don't focus on how shit our team is and how horrible we are organizational-wise. Don't look at that we signed Kevin Haynes, our little bitch, but look at the new jerseys that we got. Look at the new jerseys that we're going to use when we don't make the playoffs. Like this a guy said in the comment section below, he said at least they will look clean, not making the playoffs. And they certainly look fucking hella clean, because these jerseys are looking hella clean. I do like the new jerseys for the Buffalo Sabres, but they honestly got to start focusing on what's at hand with this team instead of new designs for jerseys. They got to focus on what the fuck is going on with their organization and fix their crap up, man. Holy crow, they are ever terrible. Our next story, we got another story here as the 15 teams that are not participating in the NHL return to play or have already been eliminated are now eligible to make and finalize trades. This was confirmed by TSN Hockey Insider Pierre LeBrun. I love that, man. But this is a big one, of course, for everyone. Of course, this involves the Oilers, which I have to talk about later on, because there's some really dumb people I gotta talk about with the Oilers and stuff like that, and just how people are really thinking about us. But this is big for a lot of teams, which we've already heard rumors, as there is some whispers that the Pittsburgh Penguins and Maple Leafs are looking to make a trade between Frederik Andersen and Matt Murray. Wow, so they're looking to do a goalie swap. I don't know if it's really going to fix it for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think Frederik Andersen's been a stellar goaltender. He put up stellar stats for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, he did need to save some shots here and there, but when you don't get any goal scoring support from your $44 million that you spend on forwards, I don't think you could blame anything on Frederik Andersen. You guys didn't score anything in the last game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. You guys sucked. You guys got to be able to produce a lot more if you want Frederik Andersen playing to his tip of the top. But, I mean, you guys do you. You guys do you. You keep ruining your franchise. You guys do you. I don't care. In the next one, we got a big one. The Florida Panthers are parting ways with their general manager, Dale Tallon. And this has finally fucking happened. This was a thing that we were waiting for such a long time with the Florida Panthers, is to finally get rid of Dale Tallon. After getting Sergei Bobrovsky to a $10 million deal for fucking max contract, and oh my lord, the amount of bad trades, trading away Trocheck, and just the amount of bad trades the Carolina Hurricanes have done over the past little bit, I think it's horrible. I think Tallon deserved to be fired. Now, I don't think anyone really deserves to be fired unless you're Chiarelli. But Tallon definitely did do a lot of dumb moves, and Florida hasn't been able to improve over the past couple seasons. They've just been the same team with just Barkov and Huberdeau getting better every single year. Sooner or later, those guys are not going to want to play on this team. You're going to be seeing a huge free agency here sooner or later when Barkov and Huberdeau are done their contracts. You guys are going to see those guys drop because this Florida Panthers team is so garbage. And they're right now having rumors on going after the Montreal Canadiens assistant GM and Scott Mellanby over their Vancouver GM spot. I don't know if this is really going to work out. I don't know what Scott Mellanby has done. I know he used to be a former hockey player, so I really don't know if Scott Mellanby is going to be the guy that fixes up the team. And you really don't know. He's just the assistant GM for the Montreal Canadiens, and the Montreal Canadiens have built a pretty young powerhouse there who is doing pretty well against the Philadelphia Flyers. So don't be surprised that this team actually doesn't look too bad if Scott Mellanby is added to the team and is able to kind of bring in some support for Barkov and Huberdeau and some better defensemen. But it is pretty tough with how bad they're stuck in cap hell with. But yeah, Mellanby, who knows how he will be. Now, I want to hear you guys' opinion on this. What do you guys think about Tallon being fired and maybe Scott Mellanby being the new assistant or the new general manager? But there's been also some other GMs. They've been interviewed as well, so you never know who's really going to be the GM for the Florida Panthers at this moment. I think they're going to take their time with their hiring, and they're going to make a smart one for the Florida Panthers. In the next week, we have a couple players retired. We have Mike Green, who is a current Oiler right now and former Detroit Red Wing and Washington Capitals. He will be retiring. He had 501 points, 880 games, and he also was the last D-man to have a 30-goal season. This guy was terrific. Now, I hate all the people that are saying that was a waste of skin, Green, calling Holland stupid. Now, I got to make a video about this with the Edmonton Oilers and all the shit that's been going on this past week, just overall-wise, since we got eliminated from the qualifying rounds, because I needed to take kind of like a decompression from all the Oilers stuff, but since I'm kind of reading all back into it, just the fans have been stupid, man, and especially this Mike Green retiring. Just let the man retire. You know what? Like, he was really good, and so what? He only played 2 games for us. He decided that it was a smart idea for him to just stay out of not going to the bubble and staying with his family. He made the smart decision, and I feel like Mike Green, have fun in retirement, dude. You had a great career. You made some mad money. So have fun in retirement. Have a good retirement, and that's all I have to say. And then also Dan Hamhuis as well is retiring after 16 seasons. In 1,148 games, he put up 356 points, playing alongside the Preds, Canucks, and the Stars. I remember when this guy was playing with the Canucks. Man, this guy, I love Dan Hamhuis. Dan Hamhuis, I know I hated the Canucks, but Dan Hamhuis was just such a great defender, and I loved the way that the guy played. He was kind of the guy that I think I played like when I was a defenseman. Dan Hamhuis was just a solid defenseman, and have a happy retirement to both Mike Green and Dan Hamhuis. In our next one, this is breaking news. This has only happened about 6 hours ago. Boston Bruins goaltender Tuukka Rask has opted out of the remainder of the NHL return to play and returned home. This is what he said. I want to be with my teammates competing, but at this moment there are thing more important. There's, oh my god, I guess I can't speak. This guy can apparently type a fucking thing properly. I'm going to restart here, guys, and see if I can properly get this. I want to be with my teammates competing, but at this moment, there are things more important than hockey in my life, and that's being with my family. I want to thank the Bruins and my teammates for their support and wish them success. Now, everyone has been absolutely ripping into Tuukka Rask, which is not very right for the fans to do. I want to see you guys be in this position, right? It's COVID time and your family's struggling without you, and you're going out and you're playing hockey for 2 months. Maybe if you make it all the way to the Cup final, right? You're going to be playing hockey for 2 months, sacrificing your time away from your kids, your family. And it could be big moments, and especially during COVID time, your family could be going through a lot of stuff. especially with my family who is back in BC. My brother, who has autism, is going through a very tough time because of the fact that it's COVID. He's not being able to be with his friends all the time. Now it's kind of changing because things are kind of being let go a little bit, but kind of being forced with masks, of course. But it's been a very hard time, so I do understand why Tuukka Rask is going and returning to home. But all you fuckers that are saying a bunch of mean shit, grow the fuck up. Grow up. It's hockey, dude. It's hockey. The Bruins are a tank. You guys have won cups. Fuck off for once in your life and grow the fuck up. Stop bullying a hockey guy. Like, he works his ass off for your guys' entertainment while you sit on the fucking couch and watch hockey and complain. So how about you step into that position? Maybe you beat Tuukka Rask. Maybe you step into that Stanley Cup Finals. Who really gives a shit if the guy has choked before? Like, I don't care. Yaroslav Halak is still a very good goaltender for the Boston Bruins. I hope I'm the best of luck. And for you fans that are being dicks, you're not real fans, and you should go fuck yourself. In our next story, we have Claude Julien. Claude Julien's story as he is returning home to Montreal. As you guys all know, he got sent to the hospital. He had to get this coronary artery carried out at St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto Thursday afternoon. But he is expecting to make a full recovery, but he will not be back in time for the round one. I don't know if he's going to be back for round two. I guess we'll have to see. That's even if the Montreal Canadiens are able to beat off the Tank and the Philadelphia Flyers. But I hope the best of luck for Claude Julien. I hope he's doing very well. I love the guy. I've always loved Julien as a coach. I think he's a great guy, and I hope he does his best, and hopefully he feels a lot better, and hopefully he makes a speedy and fast recovery. In our next story, we got some finalists for one last award, the 2019-20 King Clancy Memorial Trophy, which is presented to, of course, the player who best exemplifies leadership qualities on and off the ice, which we gave kind of the gist about it a while ago, talking about all 30 or 31 players who got nominated. But the three finalists are Matt Dumba from the Minnesota Wild, Henrik Lundqvist from the New York Rangers, and PK Subban from the New Jersey Devils. Now, I honestly don't know who has displayed the most leadership in their hometown and stuff like that. PK Subban, of course, always does so much for the hockey community and stuff like that. And, of course, for Black Lives Matter as well. So, I don't know who's going to win this award. I think everyone kind of deserves this award. If you're a great leader, you definitely deserve this award. But now let's head on to the biggest story of them all, as Alexis Laforaine will be heading to the New York Rangers, as the Rangers won the first overall pick, which, man, I was ever pissed. I live streamed this live on Twitch, and I was watching, and I seen the Rangers ball, and I freaked out. I was like, I swear to God, all the balls dropped in there, and I swear to God, my heart started pounding. I'm like, my God, if the Rangers win this, I'm going to be so pissed. And there you go, the Rangers won. I'm like, God, man, that was so bad. But congratulations to the New York Rangers fans for getting Laforaine and stuff like that. I think it's definitely going to be a stud of a player for you guys, and a generational player for the New York Rangers that's going to make this team look like a very good team come towards this next year. And they could be the next big generational team, I think, with Pinar, Kaapo Kakko, Spinajad. This team's a tank, and I'm excited to see how well the New York Rangers will play. Now it's time to talk about the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, as this is our very last story of the day, as we're going to be kind of just going over all the games, talking about all the teams, which is just something fun for us to do, right? You guys can get involved in the comment section below. We could have some discussions, talk about how teams are doing and stuff like that, which also brings me to my another point. I'm going to be making a Discord here very soon. The link will be down in the description below. I decided that just right now. I did want to make a Discord a while ago so we could chat about hockey and just everything that's going on. We could just post rumors, talk about rumors, stuff like that, have debates and stuff like that. I think that would be a lot of fun to do. And you guys can also give me video ideas. I do want to start doing a lot more discussion videos. Like, I'm going to be talking about Milo Lucic here soon. I'm going to be talking a lot about the Edmonton Oilers, of course, this offseason, discussing what they will do. I will also be discussing about every single other team and what they will be doing this upcoming offseason, and see their kind of plans and stuff like that, which I'm also really excited to do. But let's go over and talk about all the qualifying rounds and also the first round that we're in right now. So we're going to be talking about the Chicago Blackhawks, who, of course, eliminated the Edmonton Oilers in the qualifying round, which I already talked about how well the Chicago Blackhawks played, and you guys already know how well Chicago is going to play against the Vegas Golden Knights, as they are already up 2-0, and I also think they're playing tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time against the Vegas Golden Knights as well for Game 3, which I think Vegas will take. Riley Smith, Marchessault, they've been absolutely on fire. I wish I chose them for my fantasy team, but they've been absolutely insane. I think Riley Smith got the overtime goal the other night for Vegas, giving them the 2-0 series lead. But I don't think Chicago has enough tools to defend the Vegas Golden Knights and their speedy goal scorers like Smith and Marchessault and stuff like that, right? I don't think they got that goal scoring power to do that. And same with their defensive power. Keith is too old. And their defensive core is weak. They were able to hem in the Edmonton Oilers because of the fact that our 5-on-5 was shit. They just looked like god-tier talent defensemen, but when they are actually facing against a very good 5-on-5 team, the Chicago Blackhawks, you could really see every bit of weakness that the Blackhawks have. But I still definitely think that this team might be able to pull off a victory, which I think could be tonight for Chicago. But I do have the Vegas Golden Knights winning that 1-5 games, which actually I could talk about my predictions right now in the weekly NHL news video. Hey, I was going to make a video on this, but I was like, fuck it. I was way too tired. I finished camp, and I'm like, I'm not making any other videos. Fuck that shit. Anyways, Colorado versus the Arizona Coyotes. Arizona went and just demolished the Nashville Predators. But now it looks like they're not doing so well against the Colorado Avalanche. Nate McKinnon's legit ripping this team apart. Now, I did have Arizona winning this series in 7 games. Why, do you say? Well, I felt like maybe Taylor Hall and them would rip it up. And right now the score is 2-1 as the time of me recording this video. And the Colorado Avalanche are still dominating the series. I mean, 36-17 for shots. Like, Kemper has been a god for the Arizona Coyotes, and that's the only reason why I picked the Arizona Coyotes, because I think if they could get Hall and some sort of goal scoring together, and they could have Darcy Kemper really play some huge minutes, without a doubt the Arizona Coyotes will win. But right now it kind of looks like the Colorado Avalanche are definitely going to win that series. Dallas, Calgary, they just had a back-to-back the other day, and they've been playing absolutely fantastic, as Calgary has a 2-1 series lead over the Dallas Stars. And Calgary was playing, honestly, very great. They played good against the injured Winnipeg Jets. And no, I do not think Matthew Tkachuk meant to lift his skate up on Mark Scheifele. It was not intentional. That was not an intentional thing that Tkachuk did. He's a dick, but I don't think he would swoop that low. Now, Tkachuk doing pretty great against the Dallas Stars. He did get banged up in the last game there, but Calgary's doing very solid, especially Dylan Dubé and Milan Lucic. Like, the depth for Calgary has been insane for them. But they haven't really been seeing. Goudreau has been meh. Same with Monahan, but I think they need to get going sooner or later if the Calgary Flames really want to go on a deep run this season. The defending Stanley Cup champions, St. Louis Blues, and the Vancouver Canucks. That one, I chose the Vancouver Canucks to win purely because of the young talent they had, and especially since when they faced the Minnesota Wild, they had that veteran leadership, and they showed it against them, right? The Minnesota Wild was hemming in the Vancouver Canucks, and then the Canucks just came out and fucking demolished the Wild, right? And now they're doing the same thing against the St. Louis Blues. I mean, Bo Horvat has been scoring the nicest goals, and he's been leading this team to victories. I mean, he's been doing so much nice shit. It's been nuts how well he's been playing. But yeah, I do believe that the Vancouver Canucks will be taking this series for sure. The eastern side, the Montreal Canadiens somehow beat the fucking Pittsburgh Penguins. I still don't know about that one, but I guess this game would be in 4 games, but apparently I was wrong on that, is that Montreal beat the fuck out of Philly 5-0. But I still think Philly's going to be able to pull away with this series. They got Carter Hart. I think Carter Hart will bounce back. He was pretty pissed off the other day for being pulled. I think he will bounce back. Alain Bello will get this team going. He got embarrassed the other game, so I feel like the team will definitely bounce back, and they need to. They need to see Claude Julien definitely bounce back. They need their captain for Philly to actually start producing for the Philadelphia Flyers to actually, I think, be able to get going. Tampa Bay, Columbus, one of the longest one of the longest overtimes that I've ever seen in my life. I went to like a 5th overtime or something. Like Korpisalo made an NHL high 85 saves that night. Seth Jones played 65 minutes. It was nuts. The series, I think, is 1-1 right now. Yeah, they were tied. Columbus Blue Jackets got the win the other night. And, I mean, Columbus is a stellar team. And I think this series will go to a Game 7. I think it will go back and forth between Tampa and Columbus. I think Tampa knows what they're going up against and the Columbus Blue Jackets this year. And I think they'll be able to push a Game 7. And I still believe they'll be able to win this series as well. Washington versus the New York Islanders, as this series, I guess the Islanders would win in 6, and the Islanders already have a 2-0 series lead against the Washington Capitals, as the Islanders are playing very, very solid, and I'm very impressed with how they're playing right now in the Islanders. It's surprising because Washington gets off to a really hot start to get the lead, and then somehow the Islanders bounce back and get like 5 goals each game. They've been absolutely crazy. I've been loving Eberle the way he's been playing, and same with Barzy, Beauvillier. I've just been loving the Islanders team, and I think they could really make a run this season if they're able to get past that Washington Capitals team, and also against, because if the way that I have my bracket, they'll be facing the Philadelphia Flyers as well, because they'll be one of the lower seeding teams. Now, it'll change that way if Columbus makes it in. Now, that's also involving in Montreal. It's really fucked up how the playoffs are. It's just like what ifs and stuff like that. It's really weird. But next up, Boston versus Carolina. Carolina played great against the Rangers. And I picked Carolina in 7 games. And it's not looking too well as the Boston Bruins have a 2-1 series lead as they just won with Yaroslav Halak today, winning 3-1. That's it, everyone. Thank you very much for watching this very long episode of Weekly NHL News. There was a fuck ton of news, man. There was a lot, and I had to put it all into one episode. So I hope you guys enjoy this very, very long episode of Weekly NHL News. But right now, guys, I'm going to sign off here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Adios, amigos.